Hello. So what's everybody been up to this weekend? Obviously my paint's got a glorp in it. Probably should have filtered it before I poured it in, but oh well. This is gonna cause a big fucking problem now. There it is. I think we got it. Better. We having more? How you doing, George? There we go. How you been? Just trying to get going on paint for the Bradley here. It should be fine, just using some old paint that I thinned out a while ago. So it's being temperamental. There we go. Well, that's drying, and we'll get to the rest. We'll come back and fill in holes. Let that dry for a second so that way the hatch can seal up. So I gave Predator Badlands a try last night, and it was surprisingly good. I know it's been out for a while, and I called the MacGuffin. Even my wife liked it and said it was pleasantly different from the usual Alien and Predator nonsense that's out there. And there actually is a good reason that the Predator in it looks different. He's the runt. Oh. Is this staying in focus pretty well, or is it still out of focus like it's been? But the 1/16 scale Das Werk Puma is on the way. It'll be here Tuesday. All that just so I can use the figures my wife got me for Christmas. She didn't know any better. I didn't know at the time either that they were basically made vehicle specific. The Soul model figures. I'm gonna fill the rear turret basket, so I'm not too worried about getting all the way down in there. But I want to be sure that most of the surfaces have adequate paint coverage. Sorry, back's giving me issues again. Which is weird because I slept decently, but this one feels like it's in my shoulder. Whatever it is. Alrighty. And I'm not too worried if I get in here perfectly either, since a lot of it's going to be covered with a little bit of mud texture just to throw something in the space. Most of it's going to be hidden by those huge side skirts too. This is where it pays to be a little lazy in your model painting. I don't know about any of you, but I got no plans on going to the Nationals this year. Not that I'd build for it even if I did. I don't know how dirty I'll make this. I'm gonna give it the two green paint scheme, like the What If Stinger Humvee. Because I got a couple pictures of one of these wearing that, and it actually looks like a good camo on it. These are just held on by polycap, so if I want to make painting the road wheels any easier, I can just pop them off, put them on the back of a brush or an X-Acto knife and spin them around. But I'm more concerned about getting the base camo down right now. And then making sure that everything that needs to be green is green. There's no tan showing through anywhere. Can you all hear me okay, or do I need to move the mic closer again? I'm gonna have to seal this green pretty quick too, though. It's Vallejo American Forest Green, but it's kind of old, and I think slightly over-thinned, so it's also kind of fragile. It's fragile. I know I'm going over some of these a third-ish time. I just keep seeing little dots of tan popping through. Okay. Why does it feel like everyone's being so quiet today? It's really not any different than any other day. Open the bottle next time I need it, even for touch-ups. That was close. Almost dropped it. Aha. That's better. Being more thorough about cleaning it between uses. I just noticed a place where paint tends to accumulate on it. And you wouldn't think it after running your cleaner through it, too. Next color will be Mission Model's Green Zinc Chromate. It seems to match the bright green used in the summer version. Get the pictures up. Probably going to have to look up more images, but I think I've got enough to do this decently. Or at least a decent interpretation of it. This paint's being very strange. I know my moisture trap's empty too, so... Well, it won't fit together exactly well because it's tape. Yeah, this whole corner. And yes, in this instance, the tools are painted on vehicle the same color as the camo where they're placed. I do not know how close I'm even getting this. Considering it didn't wear the steam for long, I'm not too worried about it. Typically you'd see these in just the overall forest green, or shortly after that, NATO collage became the normal one, and that's what you'd see them in. I just wanted something different. I've been doing a lot of the usual NATO stuff, or the green and brown. Maybe next one I should do a winter scheme. I don't know. I've already done enough winter bases. I'm kind of getting a little worn out on those. Eek, didn't want that to happen. So far, this has not been one of my better paint job days. Oh well, shit happens. Okay, found a picture of this side. Now I can continue. How you doing, model student? So you got started on your Viper. Yeah, I think you're going to have to move that backseat pilot's arm a little bit. Yeah, George has just been lurking. It's been quiet in here today. Now, is that the old vinyl kit of the mole? Ooh. That Aoshima kit was not that well regarded to begin with. Your Sea Cobra colors are going to be... I can go over that with you. This is not the color you want for that green. Some of the best models start out as messes. For that gray, green, and black, I know you're going to need light ghost gray. You're going to need light ghost gray, NATO black. I forget which green. I got to go look at the one I did myself on a Bronco. I want to say NATO green, but I don't want to be 100% on it until I can go look at it. And I still have to finish that Bronco. It's my biggest embarrassment right now. I just haven't been able to do anything with it. It's hard to get some motivation on it. It's not a bad kit at all. It's the Kitty Hawk one. Other people say it's a bad kit. I had no trouble building it. And it would be nice to get it done and get the box out of here and so on and so forth. Maybe I'll put some more effort into that here. Yeah, by Vallejo. And NATO black by them or Tamiya. I prefer Tamiya. I gotta remember if I use NATO black or just straight flat black though. Let me get done with this green on the turret and the door, and I'll go over that. pretty straightforward build. I think other people who have built it and reviewed it made it more complicated than it needed to be. I'm still trying to get decals done on it, and then I need to finish assembling the engine and have that showing. You know, just, I'm in that little bitty stuff phase. Nah, it's easy. If you want to build a decent one, but not that big, ICM makes a good one now in 48 scale. I think it was ICM. And I think they do all the main ones. I personally like the D model with the longer nose. Oh, man. Sorry for all the weird grunts and noises, more than usual. It's like somebody's got a screwdriver up under my left shoulder blade right now. Yeah, my wife said she thinks I slept a little too deep last night. No, more like herbology. me clean this out, and then I'll get the Bronco and see if I can figure out what colors I used. I want to say NATO green, NATO black, and light ghost gray. The instructions will claim other things, but those are what fit the best. Be sure you get ghost gray, not gull gray. Gull gray is warmer, and it looks more like a really, really, really light tan. You don't want to use that. Hardly. And I'll also use this as a chance to do my stretch break, since it's been over an hour now. 2 birds, 1 stone. Probably gonna hand paint the crow's feet with a brush. Yeah, I tried to get on last night, but like I was saying earlier, got busy spending time with the wife, watching movies and stuff. So I didn't get around to doing this. Yeah, but give me... Yeah, just be sure you're using light ghost gray, not dark ghost gray or dark or like gull gray. But let me put the pause screen up and I'll be right back.
At the model student 20 said I kept an eye out.
Yeah, it's NATO green, NATO black, and light ghost gray.
At the model student 20 said gorgeous. At the model student 20 said that is such a cool plane.
Yeah, I just wish I could get the energy up to finish it. I pull it down from time to time, do a piece or two on it, but just never really get back to it.
At the model student 20 asks, how is your build going, George? At the model student 20 said she's a labor of love.
Oh, that's for sure. Everything else been going okay for everybody, though?
At the model student 20 said, I think I ruined my hip building some shelves and moving all of my comics and records. It is kinda naggy today.
Yeah, I get that feeling alright. I might look into how I can rearrange my hobby room some more. Kind of get a better view behind me on the camera. Stuff like that. Like, how can I rearrange this to be more visually appealing and be a better workspace?
fortitude.
What should I be afraid of? It's a completely, like, organic style camouflage. Like, you literally just follow the contours of the paint. And I've only got one picture of this thing in this camo from one side. It didn't wear it for long, so if there's anybody out there who can tell me it's wrong, they better have a photo survey of all, you know, all the sides of it. Till then, I'm just gonna enjoy painting it. Yeah, but you're not even seeing a quarter of the room. And I can organize it better. Like, I've got 2 plastic shelving units just full of my stash. I can move them into the storage closet that's down here. And then open up the area where those shelving units would be for more display space. Can you dig it? God, what film was that from? I'm becoming limited, but that's because I'm building so much. And getting things like that Puma, which is going to be, it looks like it's going to be a pretty fun kit. There's 2 suspension options with it. One is just straightforward, you know, wheels all locked in a straight line. And the other one allows you to showcase the fact that it had 8-wheel steering. And I'm going to build that version.
At the model student 20 said that was a great character, the warrior Cyrus.
Is that what that was from? Okay. Because I know it was also used in a song I've got.
At the model student 20 said I think it was Cyrus.
You know how long it's been since I've even seen the Warriors? Come out and play. I've also got a song somewhere on my computer where it was used.
20 said the soundtrack is better than the movie, but it's still good.
No, this isn't from the soundtrack for the film. Somebody sampled the film and used it. I think it was Combi Christ.
Model student 20 said like FM.
Yeah, let me. Give me 1 second. Music.
At the model student 20 said that looks cool, I like that cam.
Oh, it's not done yet. Pause this real quick. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'm not going to play the song all the way through. But I think it was one of these. Nope. It was right at the beginning. Nope. I'll find it. Then I'll get back to you. No, not that. Alright. Back to this.
At the model student 20 said no stop, I can't anymore, greatness. At the model student
Oh,
20
ha,
said
ha.
Joshing.
Oh, you're just joshing, eh?
Said grinning face with sweat emoji.
From the one picture I have, the sand they used almost looks like white.
At the model student 20 said I'm jovial today.
I can tell. And they even had some of these kind of intertwining like that. And the reason I'm not scared about brush strokes is a lot of times when they did this scheme, they'd spray the main two colors, the two greens in this instance, and then just groups of soldiers, the crews would go along with brushes of the black and the sand and just go vehicle to vehicle and do crow's feet. It depends on how they organize the painting party, but that's one of the ways I've heard it was done. On this one, they spray painted it with an air gun, but you can tell they were too close. They didn't have the paint thinned right. I mean, you can tell it was pretty slapdash. What I'm painting actually looks better than what's on the vehicle. How's that?
model student 20 said that is looking great. I made a custom white with XF2 and XF3 dust off white. I use it more than actual white now.
Whoops, I didn't carry the camo down onto the lower hull here. Oh darn. Whatever will I do? Forget about it and probably cover it in dust and dirt. Yeah, this is just severely lightened, I want to say Iraqi sand, so it's Vallejo white and Vallejo Iraqi sand. After this, we're going to seal this.
That's what makes armor great. You can hide almost anything with dirt grinning face with sweat emoji.
Almost, yeah. But when I'm done with this, I'll seal it. And then I want to work on assembling some of the LAV M. It's got most of an interior. I want to see what I can do to make that a little bit better. I knew I shouldn't have thrown out the leftover stuff from the AAVs.
Student 20 said you a kid crusher.
No, it just seems like that because I've got so many going at once.
And the model student 20 said, I mean you build a lot.
That's not always a good thing. Give it a good seal in preparation for oil wash. Any decals I might want to put on it.
20 said, I have a hard time not getting distracted. I've been doing a bit better at it. Dirt grinning face with sweat emoji.
Well, I've been having the same problem. Like, I'm really trying hard to not buy the Tacom 16th scale Leopard 2A7. Alex brought it up, and I finally looked into it when I was looking into the Puma. It looks like a really fun kit, but I always said if I get something that big, it better move. The Puma shouldn't be that big in terms of overall size. but if I get something the size of a Leopard 2,
Student 20 said
yeah. Alright, you got the 200 bucks for it? Because I don't. I mean, I do, but I'm not dipping into that funding. And I've already got two 16th scale Leopard 2 vehicles anyway. So I don't need a third one, especially a third one I can't drive.
the model student 20 said no, it's too much.
But I'm also not going to pay almost $2,000 for the Tamiya one, which is RC.
As a model student 20 said numbers are getting nutty out there.
They are. Everything's getting nuttier than squirrel shit lately. Because unless somebody donates or something and specifically says this is for that Leopard 2A7, any donations that big are going to go straight into my savings. Kind of like how Alex did for the M60.
Student 20 said I pop off sometime.
Oh no, nothing's really popped off just yet. You'll know when things pop off this time. TV stations stop working. Tomorrow I have to run down to Hobby Lobby kind of early in the day, just so I can get those bases and some other things I was talking about. I'll try and be on again at 1. We'll see how all that goes. I still got to rebuild the T-valve for my air shocks in my car, because the one that I had in it snapped. The one I ordered came pre-snapped to replace it, and then now another one's on the way. It's going to show up today. So there's that. Let me get the Bronco out of here. I'll take another quick move around break. It's only been 30 minutes, but I gotta clear some space so I can get the next thing out here. Be right back.
At the model student 20 said I'll keep an eye out. 20 said dog walk fast in 20.
Alright, we're back. Now on this, I already started kinda... anyway, started kinda putting stuff together. Unfortunately, it's not made for the kit with the interior, so you have to cut out part of the wall, but I got it to work. We're gonna have the engine bay in this one. There's one engine part I lost, but I can scratch build that. It's just a hose that goes back this way. Let's get this out of the way. Get this out of there. Yeah, all that's good. I think that, yeah, this is even just placed in there. So, as usual, we're going to build the inside first. Get some snoozak going. And I think most of the engine bay is that seafoam green. Yeah, seafoam green, the engine block's like a cream tan color, but everything's seafoamish. I think this is coated in a reflective foil on this bulkhead. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so this wall is silver, but all the details over it are seafoam. We'll figure out how to get that painted, but the rest of it we'll just paint in. I'll probably start out with black out down here, then kind of fade everything in. But since I've got to paint seafoam, I want to forget what I was gonna say. No, I want to get the rest of the interior built so that way I can forget where I was again. No, just paint everything in one shot. We'll get creative with how to hide this. Excuse me again. I'll have to see if it has the ready rack or not. I forget. Come on. Excuse me again. I even had lunch before I started. Good Lord. If they don't have the ready rack for the ammo, I might be able to make one. There you go. I also need to see about getting some liquid cement while I'm out tomorrow. Do I even want to bother with the ones that go here since I had to cut that so much? Yeah, I had to cut it more than the thickness of the plastic. Figure that out, like I said. I might be able to fudge something, maybe build up the bulkhead around it. I'll have to look at that off stream later. Just basically refine the fit a bit more and see what I can get it to do. Okay, there is the ready rack. Awesome. fix this because I don't like that. This has to fit here. But that panel has to fit around the top of this part. And gluing it on first made sure that it was in the wrong spot. Because then this needs to come down like that. Come on, you fuck. A moment. It's another reason I don't like it when I have yawning fits. It begins to make me have watery eyes. Really? There. Okay. Yeah, I need to really look for pictures of the interior of this because it's not got the bench seat on the side, it doesn't have the fire extinguishers. And if we're having an open top on this, it's having all the details. It's having better details.
Aris_studio said hi.
Hey Aris, how you doing? I'm doing okay day. I may have bit off more than I can chew with this particular model, but we'll get through it.
Aris_studio said you can do it.
We'll see about that. It would have been easier had I kept the sprues from the AAV kits, but stupid me didn't, because a lot of the stuff from that could be repurposed for this. Yeah, I figured this would be something simple. Well, it would have if I wasn't aiming for a higher target. But like I've said before with this kit, what's the point of having the interior represented if you're only going to half-ass it? How did things go with the gymnastics?
RS_studio said good.
We did get the Bradley painted. There it is in clear coat. That's just drying for now.
RS_studio said neat.
I might put a second coat on it just to make sure it's sealed up. Excuse me. Here's an idea. Maybe we could make the 16th scale TACOM Leopard 2A7 a stream goal. I don't know. I'd just like it if I could drive it is all. Yeah, we'll still be able to see up there really well. I'm gonna have to do something about that engine bay doing that. I'll need to make a false wall to put over that.
RS_studios asks what was the 1/16th model again?
The one I just got, or the screen or stream goal?
The model student 20 said phew. Went from sunshine to rain to sleep to snow back to rain to sunshine again, all in one wash.
What have I told you about the devil worshipping?
RS_studios said goal.
The TACOM 1/16th Leopard 2A7V. V as in Victor. I don't know what to set the goal for though, because I found one on eBay for So 174 plus 23 shipping. So you're looking at 197 plus tax, maybe 210. But that's the last one left by this company that's selling it. And every place else that has it. So here's one 216 free delivery, 241, 218, 251, 219. So go figure on the limit to reach.
At the model student 20 said so like $4,500 Canadian. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
More like 30 oak leaves and 5 bottles of maple syrup. How's that? Or wait, no, maple leaves. Not oak leaves. Sorry. Alright, I need to get some definite dimensional hoo-ha going here. Because what I need to do is I need to put spacers on, which bring this level with this, and then I can cut another wall to put over it.
At the model student 20 said 6 barrels of poutine. Rolling on the floor laughing.
No, that would, the 6 barrels of poutine would lose its worth by the time it got here due to gravy congealment.
At the model student 20 said pickled poutine. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Because that glues straight on like that. So I think first I need to glue this in here, which means I need to paint this first. Aris Studios, thank you for that. We're already halfway there. Oh, minus the eBay fees. Minus the eBay fees. So it'll be like 96 bucks. So we're part of the way there. Anybody else want to help? Okay. So yeah, we'll need to paint this first so I can glue it into place here, which will allow me to at least look through the hatches to see where it's sitting so I know I'm spacing the fake wall properly. Once the fake wall is in, then I can put the seats and stuff in and maybe do some convincing scratch building. So, yeah, that's how we'll do it.
Awesome. Cheers to Alex.
That wasn't Alex. That was Aries. Alex hasn't been here in a while. He stopped in once a couple streams ago.
Student 20 said Aris.
I don't expect Alex to do that either, because I don't expect anything from anybody, alright? I do appreciate it when you help, and it helps do something new and different for the stream. And then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna paint the damn thing. That's a big tank. That's at least 2 cans of Tamiya. What did you set the goal at for anyway? I can't read it. Not here anyway. Looks like 260. Okay. And if anybody does want to contribute, there is a link on both eBay and Twitch pages. But that's entirely up to you. But yeah, I have to say I was pleasantly surprised by Predator Badlands. I had to let the fake hype die down before I watched it so I could go in clean, but it was surprisingly good and half decent. I think most of those tubes are green. Oh yeah, when his mom showed up? But I called the MacGuffin. We were watching it, and I'm like, when the one creature showed up, I'm like, that's a small version of what he's after. And then when he got in the fight, and it finally showed the face, I'm like, yep, that's a small version of what he's after. Okay. Just familiarizing myself with some of the layout on this damn thing. So that's part of the turbo. Or an air filter. Well, given what Predator had become after Predators with The Predator, honestly, this is the kind of movie they needed before the Alien versus Predator movies to get people comfortable with the fact that, yeah, this is the same universe.
RS_Studios just for doing free hugs.
And it takes the Predator from just being a stupid killing machine to actually something more. My wife commented that it sounded like he was speaking Klingon, though. Kinda gotta agree with her. And you gotta wonder how much of that Elle Fanning filmed while she was working with Hideo Kojima for Death Stranding 2 as well. Well, they've always tried to establish the Alien and Predator universes happening in the same place. And it all started as like just a little in-joke, because Stan Winston Studios did the Predator costumes. He also did the Aliens costumes. Fox owns both series. So they just thought they'd throw an alien skull on the set at the end of Predator 2. Nice little Easter egg. It took off and became its own thing. Okay, let me paint this wall silver before anything else, so that way I can just pluck out little details. Then we can work on the other stuff.
At the model student 20 said no Predator versus Klingon.
No thank you. Star Trek has enough to repair itself with. We don't need to give it any more. What's really funny, it just came to light this week. A bunch of
RS_Studios said an alien Borg.
a bunch of older Star Trek cast members. It hasn't been made clear who. Obviously not many surviving ones from original series. But a bunch of the original cast members, I guess from multiple series, went to Paramount, had a closed-door meeting, and essentially the gist of it was, fix it, or we go out there with what we know. That's the dire straits Star Trek is in right now. Is the original foundational series cast are going to the Paramount execs and going, fix it, or we let it be known what you're doing. And I wondered if Patrick Stewart had anything to do with the destruction and emasculation of his character, or if he was working at Paramount's behest with that. Because an actor of his caliber does not spend 7 years building that kind of character to tear it down like they did in the first 2 seasons of Picard. And if he was complicit with it, well, that's shame on him. But if he pulled a Mark Hamill and fought back and just had to do it anyway to get the shit done, well, we'll have to find out, won't we? I'm glad I'm getting this done first. I would not want to paint this and try and not paint anything else the wrong color. Alright, a little more music going. Excuse me. I'm trying to base everything I'm painting here on real pictures of it, so it's not going to be easy. Because I've got plenty of pictures of the bay, but just getting good, clear ones of, like, like back in behind the air filter container and all that. Or is that part of the exhaust? Is that the diesel filter? I can't tell. I know this goes to the exhaust. That's a turbo. Yes, we're being ugly with the painting right now. Being ugly with it now, so I can be neat with it later. That's the way these things work. Most times.
Almanac said good morning from Japan.
Hey Almanax, how you doing? How are things in Japan? Ow. I am out of caps for these bottles.
At the model student 20 said good morning Japan.
I am done with this color. I made this for the Strike Valkyrie, the Minmay Guard edition. I don't need it anymore. But I need its cap because this one and we have a new stream goal up for anybody who's interested. We're going to work towards getting the 72nd scale TACOM Leopard 2A7V. There's enough room in it. I bet if I took the RC components that I've got, I could probably make it work. I just don't know how structurally sound it would be, but TACOM uses some pretty thick plastic. Is this close enough to be... Yeah, it is. Alrighty.
The model student 20 asks, is that Cummins in those?
I believe so. It's tan.
good.
It just says
Spring is
Detroit
really
Diesel.
starting to show. Cherry blossom season is only a week or two away.
I don't know, if I were to live in Japan, if I had even the remotest possibility of that happening, I'd want to live in Hokkaido. Yes, I know it gets cold as fuck up there, but that's probably where I'd want to be most. Yeah, it just says Detroit Diesel on the valve covers, I'm afraid.
At Almanac said I do live in Hokkaido when in Japan.
I'd want to live in a place that still has a large population, like everything you would find in most cities, but just not as busy as the Tokyo area.
At the model student 20 said if I was to build a new home I would want that type of interior design, sliding doors and a central garden makes too much sense to me.
But I'll be sure to transfer the funds to the other savings account, not the one for the big save. And then once that's full, we'll see if I can find a Leopard 2 that fits in that price range. Okay.
At the model student 20 said are the blossoms out now or is that over?
He said they're about a week away, a week or two.
At the model student 20 said sweet.
I'm just trying to get a bead on these two pipes and what color they are. I need to get the overhead view again. They look green. Okay. We'll run with that then.
At Almanac said Sapporo is a city with a population of 2 million people, but does not have that big city snobbish vibe that Tokyo has a reputation for.
It's more the remoteness of Hokkaido that I like. In relation to other things. Oh. Because you don't need big city to have big snobbery. Trust me. Utah will teach you that real quick. Some of the snobbiest people I've ever met are in this state. My brush just disappeared into my paint water. Yay. Good thing is, it's not a brush I use very often. I'm gonna handle this engine kind of like how I handled the Humvee. I'm gonna get most of the gross details there.
Said I would love to see the giant unicorn. At Almanac said Anet Hokkaido has the 4 seasons to me.
Yeah,
Instead of just summer and milder summer.
and that's the other thing. It's like Tokyo doesn't get snow. But I also know that I'd have a very difficult time fitting in.
At the model student 20 said oh summer and milder summer sound nice to me.
Then you want Florida. But like the Humvee engine, I'm just going to get the basic bulk details painted, give it a wash to pluck out the finer details, then touch those up.
At the model student 20 said have a shower don't dry off with clothes on. Welcome to Florida rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
It's not that bad. I grew up there. And everybody says that. It's really not that bad.
At the model student 20 said I love Florida.
It's America's Australia.
At the model student 20 said Kentucky as well.
Two radically different kinds of places, but yeah. The only thing they've got in common is rampant rednecks, but you know.
At Almanac said Florida, where old people and their civil liberties go to die. Ha ha ha.
Florida's not that bad either. If you aren't a complete cracked out weirdo, Florida's no problem.
At the model student 20 said yee-haw. Florida man is a thing for a reason.
Every state has their own state man. There's Utah man. There's that for every state, not just Florida. Then cold snaps in the winter where it's, raining iguanas. Yeah, there is one hose I have to make. I accidentally lost it. It's just one of the coolant hoses. It goes right on top from this area straight back over to here.
At the model student 20 said I haven't been to the Cape.
I used to live not too far from there. I could see them launch from my backyard.
At Almanac asked remake it somehow.
Remake what somehow? Sorry. The pipe? Yeah, it's not hard.
At the model student 20 said Nito.
And if I remember right, there's only the Unicorn Gundam left to see. Didn't they... Yeah, didn't Bandai take down the full-sized RX? I thought I saw a video of that happening.
At the model student 20 said we don't have anything like that in Canada, rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Yeah, you do. It's called Saskatchewan. Or was that two on the nose? Excuse me again. But that's okay. We had snow 2 days ago, so... And now we're at 70 degrees.
At the model student 20 said there is another one, but yes, they took down the big articulated one.
Well, I think the only thing the Unicorn Gundam does is it changes from its closed state to its open state and lights up. Yeah, tomorrow morning's going to be a fun little trip, though. As long as I don't get stuck in any dumb traffic.
20 said, yep, it's still W-A-Y, cool.
You and your way. Now that you've discovered that, it will never end. There goes the wrist. Nice lock up there.
At Almanac said THERX78F00 Gundam at the Gundam Factory Yokohama attraction was decommissioned March 31st, 2024.
That was the big outside one, right?
At the model student 20 said WAY out.
That was the one in the gantry, the fully moving one.
At Almanac said is WAY. That fun to SAY. At the model student 20 said I cried. Grinning face with sweat emoji.
Oh, God. Apparently so. It's just the deadpan tone of voice the robot lady has when she says it.
At the model student 20 said that thing was incredible. At the model student 20 said rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
You could say it was way cool.
At the model student 20 said I've created a trend.
You created a monster.
At Almanac said yes.
It was the big moving one.
Moving
Okay.
on.
And blue for all of the connectors. I've seen black, I've seen blue. I'm gonna use blue because I think it looks nicer.
At the model student 20 said WAY scary.
I am not. Who told you I was scary? And why did I just channel my inner Eric Idle? Wow. Now I want to play the Discworld games. And that's, to me, I find that funny now because the conversation, Discworld was written by a Florida man. Actually, I really need to read On a Pale Horse again. That's a good book. It's a shame they never tried to make that into a film. I heard rumors they were going to, but never came to be. Right now, that would be a great miniseries. The Incarnations of Immortality. That's the knee now. Great. I am overdue for a movement break, though. Well, get under there. The fun part's going to be going back and painting all those hose clamps. Gotta paint that hose. I missed it the first pass around.
Almanac said looking forward to Friday where my 2-week vacation begins.
Are you still working while you're there right now? And what are you going to do with your 2-week vacation?
Almanac said just in time for cherry blossoms.
He's gonna go hobby store hopping. I know it. Yeah, so let me pause this real quick. Taking a little move around break.
said I am gonna go full hobby store hoarder.
Alright, we're back. I am definitely gonna have to wait till tomorrow to do the lawn, though. My knee just yelled at me. So you're going full hobby store hoarder, huh? There it is. Anything in particular you're looking for, or just any good old kits? Go. Can't even see the other exhaust manifold, so that's fine.
At Almanac said yep. Anything destroyed looking sci-fi has my interest.
So if you find that 24 scale Gasaraki Raiden, the one by Kotobukiya. These are actually black, but I like them like that. I've seen them both colors. So. Okay.
As a model student 20 said good for you. For the way, I went nuts over a few YRS and bought a ton of kits grinning face with sweat emoji enough to last me a while. Glad I did.
And yet somehow we still wind up inspiring each other to go buy more kits and more kits. And even more kits. Ow.
As the model student 20 said, and yet still rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
W-A-Y too much, right? Painting the really tiny crap now.
As the model student 20 asks, can you ever have WAY too many kids?
Yes. If your family winds up selling them at a loss after your death. There was a estate sale not too far from my house a few years back. I kid you not, the entire backyard was 4 rows deep with about 6 tables long of 8-foot folding plastic tables stacked with kits. And I mean stacked. It's one thing if someone's got to sell off the finished models. That's another thing entirely.
If I find it, I will probably have to sell my left nut to
Right?
afford it. Face with tears of joy emoji.
It would be nice if somebody did some 3D files of the Raiden or the Shinden.
At the model student 20 said that may be too many.
But they were selling them all off, and there was some rare shit there. There was 2 examples of the launch gantry for the shuttle. But they were selling stuff off, old complete kits, you know, not started. $5. $5 for a 1/24th Airfix Harrier. After that, I never went to another one. Something about it doesn't feel right to me. It's like grave robbing. I'll let the other guys do it, but picking over somebody's bones like that.
At the model student 20 said that is a crazy kid and rare the gantry.
Yeah. I would rather all my stuff be donated to a hobby shop or sold on consignment through a hobby shop at fair prices than be sold at a glorified yard sale for a lot less. And I forgot to do the band on the air filter. I hope Alex is doing okay, though. Wherever they are, whatever they're doing. Okay. Part of me almost wanted to get a shuttle kit recently. Didn't they re-release the 72nd scale one with the boosters and the fuel tank not too long ago? Even then, it's still probably like $200. Not really. The space shuttle is actually a lot smaller than you think. It's still a large model, but it's... You know, you think... Yeah, it's hard to describe. The shuttle itself is not large in 72nd scale. Mm-hmm. I think they did too. Why is my boss asking me about that? Sorry. Anywho. Well, that was weird.
At the model student 20 said there was a ton of those resin engine and other upgrade stuff at the show. I could have spent a ton.
That actually looks pretty good. If I'd used this in any other version of the LAV, it would have been fine. I decided to use it in one with an interior. I need to check something because this might also help me out with another conundrum. Because from what I've seen, the bulkhead wall is quite literally right here next to the driver's periscope. So it could be this bulkhead is completely too far in to the right. Because yeah, this looks like it's sitting exactly where it needs to in terms of the wall. And I can make the false wall out of thin styrene, like really thin stuff, which will allow me to properly detail the driver's compartment a little bit. Okay. Forgot to paint here and get around there a little bit too.
Model student 20 said cool.
I painted more than I needed to. I'm gonna need to look for more seafoam green while I'm out tomorrow. Let me shoot this with some clear, then we'll get it glued in place, and then I'll start doing washes on it. Because I only want to be able to really detail up more what I can really see. We'll see a lot of it. But the clear will allow me to give it a wash and work a bit tighter with it. But I should be able to do another work in progress short on the Bradley tonight at least, showing it in its painted state. And yes, I'm kind of flooding it with this stuff to make sure it just gets everywhere. It dries thin as hell. So has everybody had a pretty good weekend?
7,629 asks, how's the build going?
It's going alright. Got the engine bay painted. And autofocus doesn't want to work with us today, but that's fine. It never does. Come on. Yeah, see? Autofocus hates us. That's all I can say is... Autofocus says, fuck yous. So really, all I need to do...
Student 20 said, yep, got my shelves built and a couple posts up. At Almanac said technology is a woman.
Technology is whatever we want it to be. But you just gotta remember the 2% rule. Be 2% smarter than what you're using.
Almanac said, I'll work when I feel like it.
No, that's just anything made after the year 2000. Be it people or technology. Anything before that, it kind of like Gen X, it'll work if you smack it around enough. Okay, I have an idea. I got me a plan! Since I know the wall, had I known this earlier, I would have traced this before I cut it. And that way I could just cut the wall and just glue it flat to this, lined up with that. Then all I'd have to worry about is filling it back here.
Said my nemesis right now, Blender. Grinning face with sweat emoji.
Why is Blender your nemesis?
At Almanac said they arrest you Joe that nowadays.
What, for having a plan? Or smacking things around? Tell me I eyeballed that right. Oh, I did not. Okay. I wish I had a contour gauge, but it really wouldn't be of much help right now. This is some ancient plastic, so I can afford to screw up with it.
At the model student 20 said hard program for me anyways.
Where is my lead extruding mechanical device? There it is. Alright, that actually ought to get me what I need.
At
Okay.
Almanac said, but nothing straightened my ill-behaved behind out like hearing. I'ma tell your father when he gets home when I was a kid.
Okay. So with this glued in here,
At the model student 20 said bespoke angle locating scribe device only $44.99 rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
something like that. I should be able to glue this like that and just fill it up where it meets here. That's my thought process anyway. And then all I'll have to do after that is figure out how much of a piece of plastic I need right here to fill in that gap from the back. I made this too long. Come on, you. Work with me for a second. You know what? I'm just going to cut it back what I think it needs. Hey, not bad for a bit of eyeballing. And if you're ever in a pinch for sheet plastic, old for sale signs. What I'd really like to do is figure out the spacing. That way I can put this on here, and this just fits behind it. Let's see what we can do about that. Jeez, I dropped that in almost perfectly. Holy shit. The only real locator I had to go by was the angle on the part and the angle on the panel here. Sometimes I do know what I'm doing, I guess.
At the model, student 20 said snap. RS_studios said sometimes it's the angle of the dangle.
What about the dingle of the dongle?
At the model, student 20 said, oh yeah, that's gonna be sweet. At Almanac said to quote Tarkin from Star Wars, this had better work.
I said, better work.
RS_studios said we don't speak of dingles.
Oh man, my dingling, my ding. I almost want to say it's that thickness. Get down with the thickness. It is that thickness. Excellent. We got it. Or it's close enough for this to work for me. How's that? Then I can glue the panels from the kit onto this wall, shoot it with something to make it all one color, and then begin detailing the interior.
At Almanac asks you dingling or dongling in public?
That's more of a jingling your jangle, you know. As I roll right merrily along. And with that, the gap is also filled at the back in an almost unnoticeable fashion. Yeah, I wish the Puma would arrive tomorrow. It won't be here till Tuesday. So you unfortunates will not be able to see it until the next week, or when I do a review on it. Mit, come here, buddy. I still have to redo Cotton Eye Joe. No, I still have to do a review for the Chieftain. Hey, Mimit. Get your claws out of my butt cheek. I know you're trying to just sharpen your... Come on. Up on the back. You know how to get on the back of the chair. Oops, I have to notch it for that. That's no big deal. And there we go.
Had Almanac asks Murder Mittens cameo?
Maybe. He's thinking of jumping up. Come on. Up. Good boy. We now have Chair Cat. Exclamation point chair on the Twitch side.
RS_Studios said, Chair. Stream Elements said, All hail Chair Cat. All shall bow to their reign or fear the wrath of the Almighty Paw.
When your cat has 24 toes, 14 of which are on the front paws, you will listen.
At Almanac said Chair Cat confirmed.
Okay, that just popped out a little bit. But I think we can fudge it enough. We're gonna fudge it enough. It's all that matters. You just don't see this chunk sticking out into the hall when or into the passageway when you put it all together.
At Almanac said the delay is murder on jokes.
Why are we delaying murder? Oh. Alright, I think I need to make a bulkhead for that. Where'd that view of the driver's compartment go? Is that it? No. I'll have to look for more as well. There it is. Alright, yeah. Yeah, it's cramped, but I think what I did will look right. You can still see too much down there, and it would be a waste not to have at least like the seat, the steering wheel, and all that down in there. Probably a lot more scratch building. But at least I got something to work with. And the fit is still pretty much where it needs to be. Nothing that some severe clamping can't fix anyway. I'll be able to figure this out slowly but surely. I'll get it. But with that, I think I'm going to call a stream because it's been over 3 hours and we are at the point of having to let things dry. But I'll try and get either the review or another short for the Bradley up tonight. And I'll do my best to be on by noon or 1 tomorrow. If I find anything interesting while I'm out, I'll let you all know. But just keep your eyes out.
Looks like love at first sight.
Upsie. Thank you for the subscribing. I could have sworn you just resubbed not too long ago, but thank you regardless. Yeah, you too. Thank you very much for that. And as you see, we've got a new stream goal for getting the 16th scale TACOM Leopard 2A7. But yeah, I want to try and be on around the same time tomorrow.
George Davis 7629 said later builder.
But y'all take it easy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. Thanks for donating. And thanks, Kat.